inside the cylinder.
We're not.
All right, well, my skid plate is finally ready and on the bike. I got my prototype right here. I am so happy with how this whole thing turned out. I think it looks really good, and I think it suits the whole look of the kind of like scrambler urban tracker look really, really well, and fills that gap underneath the motor pretty good in my opinion. Helps make that exhaust look a lot better. So yeah, this is it on the bike. It mounts right here on that exhaust clamp right there for the one. Hugs it nice and tight, pretty much as close as I would want to the exhaust, so that you get the least amount of scraping as possible. Hasn't scraped for me at all. Maybe if you're on like a crazy track day and hard cornering, you might touch, I don't really know. On this side here, mounts right in the middle right there to the engine. I got slots here which will allow for oil changes. The oil should drain out. And then I also got this hole right here, which is right underneath your oil drain bolt, again for those easy oil changes. We got a cutout here so that it sits up nice and tight, and then that hole there for that exhaust clamp. All just so that I can have this thing sitting up as high as possible to the motor. Sits nice and symmetrical right in the middle, hugs the motor nice and tight. I pretty much had to, I mounted this one to that engine mount right there, and I had to cut it in, bend it in a few times just so that it goes nice and snug. That was pretty difficult to make, but we got it. And then, we got that nice design in the front that lets air through, and I think looks pretty good. So I'm definitely very happy with how this whole thing turned out. It was quite the process. I started way back early on the days of the building this bike. I made like a cardboard prototype of something I wanted, and then I made my first version in CAD, cut it out when I was doing my first subframe prototype, and did that. It was kind of cool, but I knew it needed a lot of tweaking, so now I worked on like version 6 or 7 or something like that, and every time I thought I was happy with it, I would 3D print like a prototype here, make sure that it fit the bike nice and basically like how I wanted. So this is a 3D printed version. It would basically like get cut up into 6 pieces. I would 3D print it, I would glue it all together, put it on the bike, make sure I was happy with it, and then took it to my friend's place. He has a CNC plasma table. We cut it out, I bent it up just in my bench vise here, and we got it on the bike. So very happy with how this whole thing turned out. I think it looks sick. The other thing was I was able to finish here is my front fender. If you saw earlier videos as well, you will see that I made one out of metal, just sheet metal here in the shop, but now I pretty much just like replicated that in Fusion 360 and made a version that I can laser cut and just CNC bend. It'll probably be a little bit cleaner still if it's laser cut and bent properly, but yeah, I'll make that available as well. And then I'm gonna work on a few other pieces like my chain guard here, do a version of that, my license plate mount here that mounts onto the rear axle right there, and I think that's it for products that I have going so far. That headlight as well I'll probably make available, so I'll work on those next. But this is what I have on the bike so far, and I'm very happy with how the whole thing turned out. It's definitely been a cool experience just learning how to do Fusion 360, how to like conceptualize something in my mind, whether that's making it out of cardboard first or whatever it is, and then being able to design it in Fusion 360. The skid plate was really tough, I'm not gonna lie. Like all the complexities of the bend and basically like establishing my mounting points first and then designing the skid plate around it. I must have tweaked it like 6 or 7 times. Like there's so many different versions of it, but now finally like happy with how it all turned out, and my fusion skills are a whole lot better thanks to it. So the next ones hopefully should go a lot faster. Definitely the other ones that I've been working on have been going faster. So I'll keep on working on more of these. If you do want any of these pieces, just again, same as the subframe, reach out, let me know. I'll do kind of like a group buy situation, and I'll probably make a few extra. So the more who order, the cheaper it will be. So that's it for parts for now, and probably next video where I work on the rest of them.